Hey guys, welcome to the Stars in the Making. My name is Ricardo Ngolo, Sham Vision, as always behind the camera. Today we're going to talk about freelance and working for a company. Let's welcome our first female in the program. Let's clap for her. CORY, she's here.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, CORY. Talk about yourself a little bit.
Okay. I'm a wedding photographer. I've been doing it professionally for about 7 years, and I've always done photography. So I grew up learning about photography. I took film photography in high school. My neighbor taught me about photography as well. I used to dress up kids in my neighborhood and create little scenes and do photo shoots with them. And then I did it again in high school. And then I kind of fell into it as a young adult.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I wanted to talk about the pros and cons about, being a freelancer. Can you explain a bit about how did you gain, how the passion of, being a photographer? What is the freedom on this? Let's go to the pros.
The pros. So the pros obviously is, first off, working for yourself, you don't have to answer to anybody. You can run the business how you want. You have free reign to make all the decisions.
Right.
I really like that aspect because I have a vision. I want it to be executed my way.
Beautiful.
I get to work with people I want, accept jobs that I want. When I, feel like there isn't a job I want to take, I don't have to take that.
Right.
The pro that stands out in my head the most would be the creativity part of it.
Right.
I really love having a job that focuses on creativity, and photography has given that to me.
Yes, the flexibility is it's amazing. I'm all into the flexibility of that. And I wanted to talk about the payment because most times people don't really understand. You guys are flexible on how you get paid, or you have a range,
I would say that I have a set price system. I sell more packages that couples want based on the experience of the day. So if they want a full coverage, partial coverage, I can give them what they need. There really isn't a price range, and especially because I've been doing it so long.
Right.
I know what I'm worth and what I want to work for.
Beautiful.
Photography is hard work, and I think most people just think you show up at a wedding and you shoot the photos and that's it, and it's not. It's so much more than that.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. And I also wanted to know, what is your what is the cons on this, on everything? Because I understand that we understand about the freedom. We go after the freedom, especially us. I've been talking to many people, and regarding all this being a freelance, working for yourself. But sometimes many people out there, they just think that, okay, I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to be free and all that kind of stuff. But they don't know what comes behind it. Instead of just studying the light side, which is the freedom, you have time for your family and all that kind of stuff. But also at the same time, you working for yourself is really hard.
Yeah.
How you promote yourself, how you get yourself out there.
Yeah, I would say there's not a lot of freedom in owning your own business, right?
Right.
It's a 7 days on type of job. So I really don't have a lot of flexibility in my schedule. I live in Massachusetts. So
Right.
The best time of the year, I'm working 7 days a week. I don't get to go to my friends' events on the weekends. I shoot at night, so I can't enjoy summer sunsets. I'm editing during the day, all day long. When I'm not editing, I'm working on branding.
Right.
It's a demanding job. And I would say another con would be the physical toll photography, specifically wedding photography, takes on the body.
Yeah.
I can, be standing anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day.
That's right.
And
that's right.
I'm hustling. I'm carrying around cameras. I'm moving. I'm people's emotional support system during the day.
Right.
It can really take a toll on you I don't eat sometimes. I don't get to go to the bathroom. I don't drink water. So I would say the flexibility lies elsewhere within the realm of working for yourself. There, as with any business, especially when you're starting out, you're working every day
It's really, oh my God.
and every night.
Oh my, that's the point. That's the thing that makes many people should really understand, because it's not that easy. It's good because you work for yourself again, but it's not that easy if you don't really, before you start like any freelance job out there. I think it's really good to understand like what is the pros and cons at this, because sometimes for myself, years ago, like I usually, I see a job, I like something, I just go for the positivity out of that. I don't really learn what is the dark side. So when that comes, I can actually face that. And many people, when they start something, they started just looking at the light, they don't look at the dark. Yeah, so when they face something and they just stumble, like, okay, maybe this wasn't meant for me.
Right. I think people, they want to see the positive side in things. Oh, you work for yourself. That's so cool. I'll have friends text me that in the middle of the day, do you want to go to the beach?
Yeah.
Because their schedule might be different. And it's like, no, I'm not shooting a wedding and then during the week having fun, going off and doing what I want.
Exactly.
It doesn't work like that.
Exactly. And also like a 9 to 5 actually, you have that kind of flexibility. Maybe if you are used to bond with people, you can bond with people for 8 hours long every day if you're that kind of person, like being social. And as a freelancer, I'm talking about photography, as a pro, you don't have that thing like bonding with people all the time. Like
coworkers.
Yes, coworkers. You don't have that.
I have it in a different way, which I actually love. All my clients usually become lifelong friends. I follow them throughout their lives. So different chapters of their life, they come to me for photos, whether it be engagement to their wedding, to their first child, from maternity to their family. I'm following them for their lives usually, which has been such a gift, and I cherish that kind of connection with people. So I don't necessarily have a desk mate now, but I have it in a different way. But again, so when something goes wrong with my computer, my camera, my software, I don't get to call tech support, down the hall. I have to
That's
figure
all on
that
you.
out.
That's
And
all
I'm
on
not-
you.
Yeah, despite being a photographer, I'm not technologically the best with, computers and phones and all that. So it's a lot. It can be very stressful sometimes.
That's true. And I want to know a little, like, how do you see your life? Do you have any goal? Do you have any website or things like that? Like, can you touch a little bit more? How do you promote yourself? Because many people, maybe startups, they have problem in promoting themselves, in getting out there.
Sure, it can be confusing on knowing where to start. I didn't have a roadmap to starting my business, but what I will say is that I took it very seriously. So I kind of didn't, I had a job when I first started. I didn't take money. I reinvested it back into my business. So I bought equipment, that I took the money, I reinvested it in equipment. Like cameras, top-notch computers, software systems, marketing. I've spent thousands of dollars on my website. I could have easily, when I first started, I did build my own website. I didn't have money to just up and, pay $5,000 for a website. So it took years, but through reinvesting in things like that, I've branded myself to be, in competition with some of the other top photographers out there.
Exactly. The competition out there, the demand is really high. And talk to me about how do you have like clients all the time? How do you deal with stress? Because I know being, working for yourself, that's require a lot of like mental, strength.
I would say I'm still learning on that. I generally like to say yes to everybody who writes into my site. I love working with people. I love what I do. I would say it's very hard to manage stress in the sense that I'm still learning at that management looks like. So if my schedule's packed and then I'm editing during the day, shooting at night on the weekends, I mean, where's my free time to kind of rest and recoup? It's not there. So I have to learn how to be more self-disciplined with that. I'm definitely a worker. I have no problem working 7 days a week. But it does take a toll on you. So usually my de-stress routines look like, morning meditation. I have a morning routine I do.
I love that.
I'll get body work done because, again, I said that it's really hard on the body.
Thank you so much for touching on meditation. I meditate, I have a background. I grew up in seminary pretty much. I got there when I was like 9 or 8 years old. Oh. And so I have this meditation. We meditate a lot, pretty much just like we study and meditate. That's the only thing we did until I was like 17, 16 years old. And I understand that on like meditation. And how long do you do like your meditation? Many people out there, they don't understand about the power of meditation actually.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I would say it depends. So my morning meditation can be anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, but then I'll set aside other times where I'll do a guided meditation. So in the morning I do silent meditation. Yeah. And sometimes at night I'll do a guided meditation, which can be an hour. So it just depends.
That's beautiful. And do you have like a mantra, something you follow? What do you think at that time? Because I understand many people, like they ask me about that because I live like monk and I understand a little bit about all those stuff. I can meditate for like literally 3 hours. I can go 3 to 4 hours, but it's because I grew up doing that. So it's easier for me. So mainly I focus on, like, I pray, I'm Catholic and I pray, I stay in my mind. I kind of like take all negativity out and I try to focus in whatever I'm doing or I want to do. And for you, like, what kind of mantra do you follow?
I would say that I don't follow a mantra. My goal in meditation is to clear the mind.
Beautiful.
So it's to empty it. It's not to really be filling my mind with anything at that time. Yeah. Now that's not to say that I'm not filling it at other times. So the other part of my morning routine is writing down 10 things each day I'm grateful for. Beautiful. Sometimes I'll leave notes around the house for myself, like little sticky notes about let it go, little things to keep the mindset going and healthy. Beautiful.
Before, also one other thing I really wanted to ask. This is something that many people don't talk out there, and I wanted to know, how do you deal with bad customers? I'm saying, AKA shitty people. I'm sorry, my language, but we just have to put it out there. How you deal with customers like that?
I've been blessed with really good customers. I always say that I don't get interviewed. I interview the clients as well. Right. It's a two-way street. So I haven't had many bad customers. And there have been times that, because I'm not perfect, something goes wrong and inevitably I screw up. I'm of course, like anybody else. Yeah. So when confrontation happens in my business, which it really is seldom, I try and take the route of love. So I approach it with, let's talk about it and, let's have a dialogue, not a confrontation. I ask, I find out what the problem was. These couple times that it's happened. And then I try and find a way to resolve and just let them know I'm coming at this with love. I just, I want to make sure you're happy. Yeah. And if I can fix it, I can fix it. And if I can't, I also have to make peace with that. That's not always easy. Yeah,
exactly. There is people out there, they think that just because they book the pro you, and then they think like they own you, they can say whatever they want to say, and it's just like a bad attitude. It's like it's something that I really never understand. As you said, is a two-way street. Right. So I had this photographer. This was in Miami. This guy, I booked him from this website called Snapper. I don't know if you heard about it.
No, I don't know it.
Yeah. So and the guy came. I tell him, as a customer, right? I tell him what I want, because sometimes you have to understand what the customer wants. Correct. And he was like, "Oh no, I want this to be like this." I was like, "Hello, I'm the one, I'm the customer. I want this to be like this. But the way the guy was approaching it was kind of like he wanted to do what he really wanted. I understand he's a pro, but you have to understand what the customer wants. How do you deal with that? I mean, I didn't go on and on because I didn't want to have
Well,
that.
I would say before I even take a client,
Right.
we sit down and talk about their vision, right? We need to make sure that I'm the right photographer for them.
Yes.
People come to me for my style.
Yeah.
So I have warm, clean edits. I have a documentary, candid style.
Yeah.
So people aren't going to come to me for dark, moody, contrasted edits where they're staged and dramatic.
Right.
So first I got to see, okay, is this the right fit? Second, I would do things to prevent a miscommunication. So that might be a mood board, right?
Yeah.
So I say, let's get some inspiration going. Send me pictures.
Yeah.
Put it on a mood board. Make sure we're on the same page. We talk about locations.
Yeah.
Outfits. They can contact me up until the shoot anytime they want to bounce ideas off of each other. So usually this process has worked out for me. I think the only time it hasn't is when the client hasn't taken my advice as to outfits. It's really important what you're photographed in. There's a big piece of that. There's a whole thing behind it, what makes photos great. So I think that as long as you talk and communicate, you can, the client's going to be happy. They want to be heard. You have to listen. You can't just, this is my business, I'm going to do what I want.
Exactly.
But at the same time, they're coming to you for your vision. So it's got to be, it's got to flow.
Beautiful. So what is your last question I wanted to ask? Like, what is your vision from now on for the future?
I want to keep growing in my work. I know where I want to be. I want to take on less clients in the future. Right now I'm at 15 to 20 weddings a year.
Oh, wow.
I would like to be...
That's a lot.
10 to 15.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no.
Yeah.
But I think my vision is to live a happy life, support myself,
Love it.
feel comfortable within supporting myself, and kind of a big focus of mine I've decided that in the coming year is to quality of life over, work, hustle.
Yes.
That it'll always be a focus of mine, but I really need to take time for myself.
That's a very important, especially in the beginning, like as when you work as a freelance, you work for yourself. It's something that you have to work really hard in order for you to get somewhere. This is not like you are on a government job or something. You get to a point, you stay there for years and years, and then you have like a retirement thing. When you work for yourself, it's like you really gotta hustle, and then years to come, having persevere that you made enough, you have enough, and then your company or whatever you are working for.
Right. This isn't no 401k with health benefits job.
Exactly.
And you can provide that for yourself. It just takes time.
Exactly. And so, one last one. What is the message that you want to send for someone who's just a startup out there who maybe doesn't know where to start? You want to get to your level as a professional photographer.
Okay. Be patient. It takes time. I was so hard on myself the first 2 or 3 years. I would look at my work and this is crap. I'm the worst photographer. Do not compare yourself to other people. Don't get on, whatever it is, not just photography. Don't get on social media and start comparing your work, your line of work with the next person. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's not a good idea.
That's exactly right. I only get on social media again. When you touch about social media, oh my God, I say the last, but thank you for touching that. Social media, there is so much comparison.
There is, and it's hard not to compare.
Oh my God, it's a really big problem. I was out from social media. I just back again because, of all this that we do, like we need to be out there. But like the comparison game is really huge. That can bring anxiety and all that kind of stuff. But the way I look at it is like, I looked in my life where I'm at today and where I want to go. I never looked to someone like what they did, because at the end of the day, you actually don't know where those people started.
Just compete
where they
with
came
yourself.
from.
Be better
Yes.
than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Strive for better tomorrow.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah. As long as I'm at the place, a better place today, really looking at yourself always, like where I was like a year ago and where I'm at today. If you're in a better place, I think that's always like the way to go. I always go by that. I never look at someone, oh, he has this, he has that, I gotta be there. Because the end of the day, especially like for my personal life, I'm just going after my freedom. I want to do things that, I want to visit my family. I want to go this place. I want to go to that place. I'm able to do that. It's not like I'm after some big stuff like, okay.
Materialism.
Materialism. Like I want cars, like expensive things, whatever. I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
We are after our freedom.
Yeah.
Yes. I really appreciate you for coming.
Sure.
And so appreciate you guys, the video, and CORY is here. She's the professional photographer, and again, thank you for being the very first female on the show. We are honored. Again, we're gonna say thank you so much. I hope you guys love it. Of course, Ricardo Ngolo again, Shams Vision behind the camera. We're gonna end now. All right, we out. Thank you so much, CORY. All right, CORY. So now we're gonna go for our habitual game that we do. You got 3 questions, so you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Okay.
You can pass if you don't like the answer. So you're gonna spin the wheel and we go from there. All right, dream job.
I'm doing it.
Yes, I love that. That's awesome.
Okay, number 2.
Second one. A road trip.
Yes, I just did one last summer through Montana.
Oh.
It's the best.
How was it?
Amazing.
It's amazing?
Everybody should go.
Awesome. I love that. Hopefully it's not the same question.
Best advice.
Best advice.
Oh,
yes, that's the
no.
one.
Biggest role model.
Oh my God.
Oh.
That should
This
be
is
awesome.
a pressure question.
Oh my
Biggest role model.
Yes, biggest role model. That's a nice too. That's a good one.
Oh man.
Yeah. Biggest role model.
No.
You don't
I
have.
might have to
So
respin.
you are you are your biggest role model
Yeah.
then.
One more.
Oh, that's good.
That's something I had to.
Y-
meditate
yeah.
on.
Yes, exactly. Of course.
Any siblings?
Any
Yes,
siblings?
I have an older sister. She's 3 years older than me.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, just one.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we're done now.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, CORY.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. All right.